Morning, everybody. Hope you're all having a fantastic holiday. For all of those in Australia, anyway. Make the most of it. That's what they're here for. But it probably leads in a little bit to today's subject, which is being proactive, not reactive. Now, you can tell I'm in holiday mode because I'm not wearing the normal attire for my business clients, unless, of course, I was maybe talking to that lot or to a cricket team somewhere. Perhaps this sort of attire would make them quite interested in what I've got to say. But normally I dress a little bit differently, and I think of that as being proactive as well. And I like to talk more about being proactive than the reactive side, simply because the reactive side means that you're on the back foot. And every time you're in a reactive position, it means that you've got to fight a heck of a lot harder for whatever it is that you want to achieve. So by being proactive, it puts you on what we'll call the front foot, for another cricket analogy. And that simply means that you're in a much better position to take advantage of whatever situation arises. And generally, by being proactive, it means that you're more alert to opportunities, and you'll see the opportunities more quickly, you'll see them earlier. That means you have a greater opportunity to take advantage of them. And whether or not we're talking about competitors, and I generally don't think about competitors because it's up to you. You're your biggest competitor. And if you're allowing yourself to be reactive, you're probably winning the battle against yourself in a negative way. So how do we become proactive? Ideally, start out with the end in mind. Now, you've heard that hundreds of times, start with the end in mind. What does it mean? It means this: think about what the end outcome is that you want. Doesn't matter about anybody else. It's your end outcome that's important. And how far do you think ahead? Well, often I get to talk to salespeople, and salespeople will tell me that the end outcome is making a sale. Well, not in my world, it's not. The end outcome in terms of a salesman in my world is having that client for a long, long, long time, and having them buy lots and lots of things, and having them in a very comfortable position so that you don't have any customer service issues. So what does that mean? That means that I like to look a long way down the track for the end outcome. So, and good morning, Catherine. How are you today? And how do you do that? When you identify whatever it is that you want to achieve, make that your end outcome. That's really what it's all about. And how do you do that? You need to know, when you go to see a client or a prospect or a customer or whoever it is that you're going to see, you need to know what it is that you're going to say so that you can present whatever it is that you're presenting in the best possible light. Lots of times I hear from people that, oh no, you mustn't have a prepared spiel or anything like that. Well, if you haven't got it prepared, what are you going to sound like? Are you going to sound like you know what you're talking about? Or is your prospect or customer going to think this person doesn't know what they're talking about? I know what I'd be thinking. I get lots of calls from people who, although they have a spiel, don't know what they're talking about. So you've got to make sure that what you're telling people is coming from you deeply, not something that you just thought of at the top of your head and thought, I'll tell them that, that'll be exciting. Well, no, it probably won't. People are pretty good at figuring out whether or not you know what you're talking about. And to that end, you know what you want to say and know when you want to say it. Because if you're talking to somebody and they're not really on the same page as you, it's a waste of time firing off all your shots because they're not going to hear them. So it's knowing what to say, knowing when to say it, and then there comes a really important part, knowing how to say it. All of this is part of being proactive. It's getting out there and being first and being best. All part of being proactive. So if you have something that you really, really like doing, you're probably working on it today, even if you're having a holiday. We won't think of anybody in particular there, but I know somebody who's doing work today. Why am I doing work today? Because I have clients who have really important things happening over the next couple of days, and they want to be proactive about it. So I'm being proactive by assisting them to make sure they know what they're going to say when they go and see their clients or potential clients, and understand how to say it, when to say it, etc. So being on the front foot just gives you that edge of making sure that anybody that you're speaking to is more likely to want to do business with you. And at the end of the day, that's what clients want. Customers and clients want to be doing business with the person who is going to give them the best outcome. And yes, we can talk about how they need to like you and they need to trust you and all that. Yes, we know that, but we cover that in other areas. So initially today, we're talking about being proactive, getting out there, being well informed and knowing what it is that you want to achieve. And let's not vary from it. Let's just stay on track. You know, we've built our business on the basis of providing a particular service to a particular customer. That's what you want to do. Don't go changing it all the time. Stick with what works. Get on the front foot, be there. Holidays, like today, are absolutely fantastic, as long as they're going to bring you back tomorrow on the front foot. If when you take holidays, you find yourself wishing you weren't doing whatever it is you're doing, guess what? There's a message there. Get on the front foot and change. So when you come back tomorrow, if it's today, do it today. Be there first. Know what it is that you want as your outcome. Know what it is you want as the outcome for your client, prospect, or customer, whatever it is, whoever it is that you're speaking with, and do it. Do it better than anybody else. And what that really means is do it better than you've ever done it before. There are no other competitors. It's just you. So do it better than you've done it before, and chances are you're going to get a really good result. Now, if you want to find out more about this, there's a link in the post besides this video. So you can go to my site, cliveinnover.com.au, and you'll find all sorts of things about that. And it will even give you links to some courses that you might like to undertake, which will help you even further. So in the meantime, have a great Australia Day holiday, and I'll be back next week, see if we can keep you motivated through next week. Bye.